Hi, I'm Wei Min Tan. I'm a Manhattan property agent focusing on condo investors. So this is about whether now is a good time to invest in Manhattan property. This is our opening slide and some examples of our deals. The one on the left here was booked at the pre-construction stage. And it was rented out immediately. My client waited for 2 years for completion, and when it was done, it was rented out right away. Notice the great casement windows. It's a great wow factor, so that's why tenants were just wowed by it. The one in the middle here, we purchased it with a tenant in place, and this is on the 35th floor, so it has great views of New York Harbor. This one faces south, so it has perhaps the best view in Manhattan while being close to transportation. The one on the right here is just to show you the benefits of dual exposure. So this is in a high-end luxury building. It has great water views also, and this one faces south as well as east. Let's move on to the next slide. So it's now a good time to invest in Manhattan, New York residential property. Number one, sales volume in 2021 was the highest in 32 years since 1989. Why? Because we went through the COVID recovery. The interest rates are at a historical low. There's pent-up demand from back in 2020. There's a shortage of supply, and there's just a lot of optimism because of the reopening of the economy. So low inventory, supply is at 5.7 months. This is as of the fourth quarter of 2021, and relative to 1 year ago, which was fourth quarter of 2020, supply was at 13.5 months. So level of supply went down by half, and one of the challenges that we have right now is that supply is just very low. It's a seller's market, and it's been a seller's market since roughly March of 2021. Growth is in the $2 to $5 million price point because people are wanting more space as a result of the pandemic, work from home and so forth. So the average apartment size increased by 7.5% compared to about 2 years ago, back in 2019. So overall, I think we are in the next cycle, next upcycle. If we look at the historical price trend, you notice that it goes up for roughly about 7 years, then it comes down if there's a recession. This was the great financial crisis. Manhattan property prices came down by about 15%. Rest of the US was down by 35%. So here it's a lot more stable, and then it went up again, and 2017 to 19 it was a slow period, although it didn't really dip, it was a slowdown, and 2020 COVID hit. And the price decrease was most prevalent in Q1 of 2021 when the price was down to 1700 per square foot. But as of Q4, which is basically this last bar here, it went back up to 1900. But the key point to note is that it's still lower than the prior peak here. And right now it's a seller's market, and I think we are in the beginning stages of the next 7-year upwave. Notice that it goes up for roughly about 7. In this case, it's probably 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, in this case, it was 10 years. And then it was down for 2 years, and then it was up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And right now we are at the beginning of the next upwave again. This is a brief bio of myself, and thank you for watching.